All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Tuesday night tradition continues. It is open mic night with the Driving to the Top team. Almost a full house again tonight. 7 men in a chair. There's a movie in there somewhere. My name is Big Rich. To my right on your screen, it is Adam. Adam, what are you doing, buddy?
I just sitting there chilling. I'm ready to go. Ready to go. Ready to talk some AFC and some NFC. Did all my scheduling, so getting closer to making it out.
Adam's well prepared. Haas, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing great. Successful week 0 of college football last weekend, and I am stacked for week 1. I got an exciting show for y'all tomorrow night at 9.
Nice. Right below him, the guy that missed last week's show when we covered his team. Dylan, what are you doing, dude?
By the way, House, is LSU or Clemson the real Death Valley?
LSU. I can answer that one. Jason,
I always like Clemson.
How you doing, man? Jason's
I am well
tonight, by the way.
I am well, Big Rich. How are you?
Good. We got a new center square tonight, so
I haven't heard any bitching lately.
We got Paul Lynn instead of George Goebel.
Your Dodgers are in first place, Jay. You got to be feeling better.
Hey, how about the
only
Dodgers?
One game? I've seen this too many times this season. They've got to do it over a 7 or 8 game call before I can start praising the Lord here. But hey, it's a start. It's a start.
Rav is to Jason's left.
The chair is now filled, Rich. The chair is now filled.
The chair is now filled. Rav, how you doing?
How's it going? So this week, busy week. I'm gonna do NFL predictions this week on Sunday for the whole season, and we're gonna do our first college football instant reaction with the massive Texas-Ohio State game, along with Maryland starting up. So college football is here.
That's it. 11 o'clock Central, noon Eastern.
3:30. The instant reaction is at 3:30. The game is at 12.
Oh,
yeah.
Jeremy, how you doing, man?
Been better, been worse.
Never tempt worse, man. I learned that a long time ago. You never tempt worse.
No, I'm saying I have.
And we got the guy that's playing hurt tonight, Ken the Bear fan. How are you, sir?
Man, grandbabies are so cute. You can't be mad at them when they get you sick. So, busy.
He is sick.
Been busy, though. I mean, we've got, the morning show, a lot of stuff going on this week. Tomorrow, House, we're going to be talking about the 53. Hey, still sick, whatever. I'm here. So we'll just keep on trucking.
Hey, get better. Okay, I'm coming back Monday.
I hope I'm there by Monday. I'm going on a cruise here pretty soon, so.
I think I'm going to jump on Monday with you too there, buddy.
Sweet.
Because it's Labor Day.
I'm live for my camp, though.
Yeah,
Labor Day.
Well, I told everybody backstage I was going to hit this real quick, and then we can move into our divisions. The big news of the day for those that care. Travis Kelce and Tay have officially engaged. Do any of you guys care?
No.
Moving right along. Okay.
You do not want Ravens commentary tonight if we're going to talk about Travis Kelce and Swift. I swear to God.
Am I getting it?
I said I was going to bring it up. I was going to bring it up. And if nobody had anything, move on.
Nobody cares about the Carpenter's nightmare that pegs the tight end.
There you go. Okay, so I think we're going to start things off tonight with the AFC West. And we'll do like we have done numerous other weeks for those folks that have not listened to the previous previews that we have done. What we're going to do is we'll hit each team individually, with everybody's opinions, and then we'll get about 60, 90 seconds per person. And then what we'll do is at the end, we'll make our picks for the division first through fourth. We're going to do the AFC West and the NFC East tonight. So let's start with the AFC West. And let's start with a team that got themselves a new quarterback yesterday or today, the Las Vegas Raiders. So let's start with Adam. And Adam, what are you looking at for the Raiders, sir?
Raiders. I have them go at 5-12. I don't have them being very good. I don't know why. Are they going to rely too much on Gente? That's my question.
Short and sweet. Haas, what do you got?
So they won't be as good. You know, I guess it's a curse in Vegas unless you're the Golden Knights or their arena football team, the Nighthawks. Congratulations to them winning the IFL title. Hopefully Genie will get better. Yeah, he had a rough preseason, but I feel like it's gonna pick up. And yeah, Gino gone. They now got what's his face?
Kenny Pickett and Plickett.
Or Kenny Pickett. So you have him or Geno Smith starting. I know Aiden O'Connell ain't gonna be no goddamn starter. I'm just saying Geno Smith, but I wouldn't be surprised they let Kenny Pickett take the starting job. But I'm gonna be nice to this Raiders team. I'm not gonna give them too much shit because they did draft Jack Besh with his story, losing his brother and everything on New Year's Day in New Orleans earlier this year. And I'm going to be hightailing it with Ashton Jennings because I loved watching him at Boise State. I'm hoping he does more. By the way, they also got Devin White. So I got another LSU guy on the team. So Devin White's with the Raiders now. But still rebuilding. But I'll say 6-11.
Dylan, what do you think of the Raiders this season?
I think the Raiders are going to cause a lot of havoc in the AFC West. In fact, part of me thinks the Raiders are going to beat at least one, if not two, if not all three of the Chiefs, Chargers, and Broncos. They've got a good quarterback in Geno, great running back in Ashton Jante, assuming Jacoby Myers stays professional wide receiver Myers, a really good tight end. Oh, yeah, and some guy named Max Crosby on defense. And I hear they have Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly coaching his team. I think the Las Vegas Raiders might be the best fourth-place team in what may be the most coach-stacked division in the history of football.
I mean, that's a valid point. All four coaches are pretty prominent coaches in that division. Adam, you had something real quick?
Is Quinton Judkins like leaving the Browns and going back into the NFL draft next year?
He can't.
He's already signed with an agent. He can't.
I'm just checking because I just got a text from my fantasy team manager saying that he might re-enter the draft or some shit.
He's attempting to go back because he hasn't officially signed, I don't think, with them. So he might try and find another college team. And I don't know if the Browns are going to still hold his rights or not, how that works. But he's attempting to go back since he's not going to be prying on the Browns, it looks like. Because I don't think he signed at all with them, even though
I know he signed with an agent, but I don't think he signed with the team.
Yeah, I don't think.
I'm looking it up.
So. I mean, Jason, what are you thinking? What do you think of the Raiders, man?
Yeah, they're going to win a few more football games this season. I'm going to put their ceiling as high as possibly 7 wins. I did like the acquisition of Geno Smith, veteran quarterback. He's not going to light up the stat board, but they didn't bring him in to do that. They brought him in to provide some veteran leadership and some skills later in his career. Brock Bowers, one of the best, if not the best young tight end in the NFL. Getting Max Crosby to stay was huge. I mean, there was a second there where we all thought he was going to be traded and out of Vegas. So having him back is big. I saw a lot of Ashton Jante at Boise State as well because they're the arch nemesis of Fresno State. And I can tell you this kid is if he holds up and doesn't become the next Blair Thomas, he's going to be a bona fide star in the league. Also, they have a few more young weapons on offense. The big thing for them is, are they going to be able to protect Geno Smith? How long will it take for that offensive line to gel? But it seems like they're going in the right direction. Getting Pete Carroll as their head coach was a good move for them. And having Tom Brady as part of that ownership group, a guy who actually knows how to build a successful football team, because he was only part of one for the better part of 2 decades, bodes well for them too. So I'm going to put the Raiders ceiling at 7 wins, but no more than that.
Did he also carry around the little 39-cent needle for the footballs?
Yes, he did.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Rav, what do you think about the Raiders, man?
I know this with Pete Carroll there and Genty there, they're going to run the football. So I know that. So I know they're going to be physical. They're going to be way more physical. They're going to be tough in some of these games. It's not going to be used to stuff where this is an Al Davis, I try and get everybody to run 4.2 speed. They're going to be physical and tough in these games. I know that. Offensively, I like them. Always do like the fact when a quarterback and coach go together. Geno Smith, Pete Carroll knows exactly what he's getting at Geno Smith. He's not a stud, but he can teach everybody else the playbook, and that will work out well there. Defensively, they're no good outside of Max Crosby, which is why I think they're in last. But had they been in the South or a different division, this would definitely be a team we'd be looking at possibly going to the playoffs.
Jeremy, where are you at with the Raiders?
Big Rich,
I'm sorry. What? Yeah.
Real quick, Big Rich, Judkins did not sign his contract. So right now him and his team are looking at a loophole in the collective bargaining agreement where he could return to college for another year. That is true, what was reported. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, so he didn't sign it with the team. Gotcha.
Right.
Jeremy, where are you at with the Raiders this year, man?
They still have a garbage O-line, so they're going to struggle. I don't see how they're going to win a lot. I see 6, maybe 7 games just because of better coaching, but they're going to be the bottom of the division.
Ken?
Well, I'm not. First off, Abe Yinzer, good to see you. I'm not going to go as far as Dylan. Dylan had me and then lost me on a bunch. I think this team makes a lot of noise. They had a really good defense going to last year and then took on a lot of injuries, and a lot of those guys came back and were re-signed. Having Max Crosby there, picking up a wide receiver that most people whatever, it still adds to the guy they're ready to put the gold jacket on at a tight end. This is a team that's going to make a lot of noise, going to trend a lot in the right direction. Being a Bears fan, I also have a place in my heart for the Raiders, so I am somewhat of a Raiders fan. I think they're going to make some noise. I think they're going to surprise some guys this year. This would be a team I would not be surprised if they're in the thick of it, maybe not winning the division, but up around that second spot in the division mark. They can make that kind of noise. They've got that kind of talent, and where I do agree with Dylan, they are coached magnificently. So they're, coaching is a big part of it. Look at teams with mediocre talent, Green Bay, but great talent, but great coaching talent, Green Bay, and they win a lot. The same, you could have that happen with the Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, I got to agree with you. The only real question to me is their passing game. If Jacoby Myers is your number one, you might have some issues there. But, and I agree with Dylan, the division. When you figure Andy Reid, Sean Payton, Jim Harbaugh, and Pete Carroll, it's a pretty darn good group of coaches. Let's go ahead and move to Mr. Harbaugh's team, the Los Angeles Chargers of Anaheim. Ken, what do you think of the Chargers, man?
Yeah, that's the thing. I like they picked up Amari Hampton. I like what they got on that roster overall. That's another team. I think this whole division is trending. Well, 3 teams are trending north. 1 team is going to probably trend a little south compared to their norms. This division is probably one of the most competitive divisions in football outside the NFC North, I think. They're going to make noise, and they got a good team. They're solid. It's a Harbaugh coach team. They're going to be solid. I would not be surprised if they were in second or in last in this division. That's just how this division plays. It's going to be a play here, a call there, some fortuitous event happens here. Well-coached team. They got good players at the skill positions. They got some young guys who are trending up. They even brought back an old guy who still has it. We saw Keenan Allen last year, still has. The only thing I'll caution them is this. We saw Keenan Allen for the first time in his career last year drop passes he normally would catch. That I do concern myself. I do concern a little bit with them. If they're going to be counting on Keenan a lot, he is starting to drop passes he would normally catch. So once again, there will be a very competitive team in a very competitive division.
Dylan, where do you sit on the Chargers?
I was all set in having the Chargers win the AFC West and Rashawn Slater's injury changed things. I think the Chargers are going to be good. I have the Chargers finishing second in the AFC West, but not to the team everybody's assuming. I'll save it for the end. Give me a top 10 quarterback, top 3 head coach. By the way, talk about coaching changes. The Chargers were one of the worst defenses in football, and then Harbaugh came in there, and now look.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Joe Dalio joins the show. Joe, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Sorry to interrupt if you were in the middle of something. Jamie and I just finished our first Buffalo Bills show. So, we got through our predictions and everything, and glad to be here.
Very good. Well, we'll jump to you next then as we're working our way around. We just started talking about the Chargers.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless you. You said the Chargers?
Yes, sir.
Right. The Raiders, too.
And you talked about the Raiders? Okay.
Yeah, so
I don't think the Raiders are significant here, but I think the Chargers are. And I could see them competing for this division, to be honest with you. I don't think they're ready to take it just yet, but I could definitely see the Chargers, being a playoff team again. And, we'll see if those playoff demons could be exercised for Herbert there. But I think we're talking about a solid team here, and I'm potentially 10-win team.
All right. Haas, what do you think of the Chargers?
They're going to be a team to watch. I could see this team being in the playoffs, maybe a deep run. I feel like not just Harbaugh, but Justin Herbert's got a team he needs. I love the pick of Omarion Hampton. If he ends up starting, that's if Najee Harris don't start at running back. I could see Omarion Hampton carrying the ball. You still got Keenan Allen on the team. You got Trey Harris. You got Jalen and Jaquay Jackson on the team. Quentin Johnson as well. And they got a pretty solid defense. But I'm going to go off a limb. I'm going to kind of jump a little ahead here. I feel like this team is going to be as even as Kansas City. What I mean, because I feel like it's going to come down to them two winning the division, that I literally have both of those teams with the exact same record. So what I'm saying is both the Chiefs and the Chargers will go 13-4.
Wow.
Adam, what do you think of the Chargers, man?
I have them going 9-8. I really do. I'm not completely sold, but I'm not dead sold either. So I'm a 9-8.
As the hometown representative, Jason, you got I realize you're the Packers guy in this group, but Chargers thoughts?
You're muted, Jason.
You're muted.
You're muted.
Sorry about that. My dog was barking, which is why I was muted. I'm going to go with Adam. I'm going to say no more than 9 wins. Justin Herbert is a top 10 quarterback in the league. I don't think anybody will doubt that. It's arguable that he's a top 10. But we know Herbert can play. We know he can play at an elite status. That's not the problem. I do like Ladd McConkey. He reminds me a lot of Ed McCaffrey, former Broncos and 49ers wide receiver in many ways. Just his physical play up the middle of the field, and he has great speed to burst on the outside. So I do think Herbert and McConkey, they have some other weapons there on offense that are good. But again, I think the aging defense is going to be a problem. Joe Alt, I think, will be able to protect Herbert fairly well. He's one of the best young tackles in the game already, and he's entering his second season. But still, I've seen this too many times with the Chargers, where we come out and predict them to have a 12, 13, 14 win season, and they end up laying a big stinker. And look, we got to give Jim Harbaugh time to build this thing because Rome wasn't built in a day. And if Jim Harbaugh really wants to build this team into a Super Bowl contender, there's still a lot of question marks on both sides of the roster. So I agree with Adam. I'm not buying it. 9 wins, no more than that.
Yeah, Josh, we did the Raiders.
Yeah.
You're late.
And Josh, we're on YouTube as well. If you go to Ken the Bear Fan on YouTube, or I think Jeremy's YouTube has it as well.
Yep.
So we are on YouTube.
Yeah, because we got comments coming from my side already.
Yeah.
We should be good with all the ones I put up there.
Are we gonna get 10? We're gonna get 10, maybe? We got 10.
We got 10.
All right. So Jeremy, I'll get to you in just a second. Jamie, how we doing, man?
Good, Rich. How about you?
Good. Okay, so we're doing, the AFC West, the NFC East. We've already covered the Raiders, so we'll get your thoughts on them and the Chargers. Again, like we've talked about before, we're going to do our talk about each team. Then we'll give our result of what we think the results are going to be. 60 to 90 seconds at a shot per team. So, Jamie, what do you got for the Raiders and Chargers?
Raiders, I got them. I think they could be. I think they'll be fourth in the division, but I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna be an interesting team. I mean, you got Pete Carroll. I mean, I want to know how much coffee that guy drinks because I mean, he's 75 years old and he's still got that. He's got a motor that just doesn't stop, and that has a positive effect on players. He's always been able to have that rub down to his team. I think they're going to be much better running the football, as that was their weakness last year. They were one of the worst rushing teams. I think that's going to help them win more games. I think 5 or 7 wins. But it's going to build on something good with Pete Carroll, and they're going to build that reputation of running the football, whereas they didn't have that reputation under Antonio Pierce. So,
and the Chargers.
I think they could be either second or first in the division. I love Jim Harbaugh, man. I just think everywhere that guy goes, he's another guy, a culture builder. He's a winner. I mean, were there things that happened at Michigan and everything and things like that? Yeah, but to tell you the truth, I think that's a load of what, especially because a lot of that stuff's legal now, but that's a separate issue. I think the Chargers, they're going to be a good running team. I think they're going to have a good running back tandem of Najee Harris and Amari and Hampton, and I think they're going to throw to Justin Herbert's going to take another step forward in his development. I think they're going to be able to run the football and throw to their tight ends and everything, and I see the Chargers winning 10 to 12 games.
Okay, Jeremy on the Chargers.
I think they're going to win 9 to 10 at best. The loss of Rashawn Slater cannot be forgotten because Joel's great on one side, but they're going to have a backup or a rookie on the other side now who has to learn the whole playbook in a couple of weeks. I don't see that happening right away. Maybe by mid-season is when he starts picking it up and starts looking better. But we're talking about a guy that hasn't been with the main signal caller and the main center to hear the protections that are called out yet. And that takes time. We've seen it before where this has happened just prior to the season. 10 wins top. Could be a 7-win team. You never know.
Rav, where are you at with the Chargers, man?
I think this team wins 13 games if they were almost in any other division. This is a really tough division, so I think that's the biggest reason why. Even without Slater, I thought, which is going to hurt him. Joel is really good. Mekhi Becton coming in, I really like that. This is another team. Jim Harbaugh is going to run the football. He knows Herbert is not going to be asked to do too much. I think the defense is good. I do like their edge rush. They're two guys on the edges, Talupu and Khalil Mack. So I like Jerwin James. I think he's maybe one of the top 5 safeties in the NFL. I think the Chargers are really good. I think Haas kind of stole my thunder. You got to talk about the Chiefs diminish a little bit as well.
We can't get 11.
That's part of it.
No, we can't go more than 10. We tried to
shut us down. We tried it. Ken, will it shut us down?
I don't think it'll let the 11th one come up.
It'll let him be in the green room, and you have to put somebody down, bring him in, get his take, and put him back out.
I'm going to try and bring Josh in real quick and see what happens. Nope. Josh, you're going to have to wait your turn, boss.
Yeah, I tried doing it, and it wouldn't. Yeah, it gave me a little message that said,
yeah, studio is limited to 10.
Yeah. Sorry, Rev.
That was it. I do think this is the best team in the division, in a very good division. I do believe this is finally the year. I know it's an easy gunshot because they've been a bridesmaid so many times. I do believe this is the year that I think the Chargers are the best team in the AFC West.
All right. Well, I mean, I agree with a couple of you guys that said about Rashawn Slater's injury. That's huge. O-line, you build your teams from the lines out. And Herbert, he's got to be protected. He's starting to get a little injury prone, conceivably. Yes, he plays hurt, but you want your quarterback to be your quarterback, not in pieces. I see the Chargers being a decent team. I'm not quite as confident as Rav is, but I think they're going to be a pretty decent team this year. But let's talk about the surprise. One of the surprise teams I thought last year in the NFL. How about if we go with the Denver Broncos? Let's kick things off with Mr. Dalio.
All right. And I'm not too optimistic about those Denver Broncos. Now, yeah, we expected improvement last year. I think they improved more than a lot of us thought they would and took a lot of steps forward. I just see them taking a little bit of a step back this year. Not that they're a bad team, but I can only see them, again, tough division. I could see them winning 8 or 9 and missing the playoffs this year. Again, not to say they don't move forward, after that in the following seasons, but for some reason, I just see them taking a step back this year and missing the playoffs, still being competitive though.
Jason? As he walks away.
I'm
Jason,
back.
what do you think, man?
Okay. Well, I don't have quite the negative attitude about the Broncos that Joe has. With all due respect, Joe. No,
okay.
I actually love the Broncos this season. A few reasons why I love the Broncos. We saw Bo Nix take some huge steps forward last year in his development. I think he's on his way to becoming one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Yes, there's a possibility that his play could slide back a season, but that reality could happen to any player. With that being said, he has the best coach to coach him in Sean Payton, who knows a little bit about developing great quarterbacks because he had a guy named Drew Brees in New Orleans, and he coached a guy named Tony Romo too. So, but with that being said, and a couple of other reasons why I like the Broncos, they added Dre Greenlaw on defense, linebacker. And we know that when Dre Greenlaw is healthy, he is a stud. He is a difference maker at the linebacker position. They added J.K. Dobbins. And assuming J.K. Dobbins can stay healthy, gimpy knee and everything, he has the ability to be a 1,000-yard back. He has the ability to be a 1,000-yard receiver if he wants to. They also added what I thought was a sneaky good move. They have a good young tight end there in Evan Engram. Engram, I think Sean Payton loves his tight ends as well. And I think Evan Engram could be the next possible Jimmy Graham for them. I realize that's a bold statement. But with all that being said, I like the Broncos possibly taking a big step forward this year. I see them winning 11, maybe 12 games this season. That's my prediction. if everyone stays healthy and they continue to develop the way they're going.
Dylan, what do you think of the Denver Broncos this year?
You want bold? You want spicy? The Denver Broncos are not just going to win the AFC West. I think the Broncos are a bona fide Super Bowl contender this year.
Uh-huh.
Denver might have the best defense in football. And by the way, we all saw what Bo Nix did last year. Cortland Sutton may be one of the game's most unappreciative wide receivers. And I hear that Broncos drafted this rookie from UCF named R.J. Harvey.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they did.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Denver Broncos and Kansas City's reign as AFC West champs. It's been a decade since the Broncos won a division. You know what? Maybe the Broncos are going to win Super Bowls with ending at zeros. They won 50. Why not 60?
Well, they don't have Peyton Manning at quarterback. Bo Nix ain't quite there yet. Haas, what do you think of Denver?
Look, I got to acknowledge Dylan on his take on the Denver Broncos because I thought it was going to be shit. But, man, I'm on the same boat with him. This is who I want to win this division. But with tallying how their schedule's going, I feel like it's going to be a toss-up with the Chargers and the Chiefs. But it's something about Bo Nix. I was blessed to see him at Auburn against Joe Burrow in 2019, and that was a tight-ass game. It was a struggle win, but we beat Bo Nix. I enjoyed watching him in Oregon. I was blessed to see him go to a team I kind of have if I was in a relationship with the Saints and the Texans was my side chick, I'd be cheating on them with the Denver Broncos because I actually love watching this team all last year with Bo Nix. If I can get away with cheering for a team on the side that I don't cover, it would be the Denver Broncos. I guess it's Sean Payton. I guess it's Bo Nix. I mean, him getting RJ Harvey was great, but I mean, they probably going to have Dobbins start at running back, but I mean, you might see Harvey carry the ball a little bit. They still got Marvin Mims and Troy Franklin, Evan Ingram. Now they got a stacked offense, and the defense too. DT Jones, Jonathan Cooper, Alex Singleton, just Nick Bonito, just to name a few. Like that. That's a stacked team right there. But I feel they're going to probably go like 10-7, the best. And hear me out. Even if they don't win the division, I feel like the AFC West will be the only division to put 3 teams in the playoffs. They're going to be in the playoffs with the Chargers and the Chiefs.
Distinct possibility. Rav, where you at with Denver, man?
Denver, I think, is fantastic. The only pause with Denver is that they kind of came from nowhere. That's a little pause for me, at least. Benito, Zach Allen, all these guys, all of a sudden became really good players. So that's always for me. That's just a little bit. Otherwise, no problem at all with Denver. Great defense. I think this is a top 5 defense in the entire NFL. Offensively, I'm a little concerned about their weapons because I don't love J.K. Dobbins was a Raven. I think he's trouble staying healthy. Cortland Sutton's really good. Their line's pretty good. I don't know if they have enough. I don't think they have as many like offensive tools as the Chargers have. But that's it. But I think this definitely team goes to the playoffs. I think all things considered, definitely capable of winning 11 games. I think also in the wrong division for that. I think they'll probably wind up at 9 or something like
that. Josh, that's next Wednesday. AFC North is next Wednesday.
I have one question though. What y'all prefer? Like, if I end up buying a Bo Nix jersey online, should I get his orange one or his navy one?
No, get the navy one.
Get the throwback
orange crush.
I like the orange.
Hey,
I like the navy.
Hey, Hoss.
Right. 2 on navy. Adam said old school, so we got 2 to 1. Go ahead, Dylan. I'm sorry.
Hey, Josh. Excuse me, Hoss. Orange is glad I didn't say banana, and orange is the only.
Damn, I ain't heard that joke since like 95.
Adam,
aren't you glad that's the oldest joke in the book?
You want to hit your Broncos real quick, and we'll move down the sheet here.
Well, let me look this over real quick, because I am also a believer in this team. I believe they are going to 12-5, and they're going to sweep the division and win the division.
I would love that, but I feel like it's a split with all three teams except the Raiders.
I'm gonna sit out and let my son pop into my place. So, Josh, you're coming on.
Jamie, where are you at with Denver, man?
I feel like anything that Sean Payton touches turns into gold, man. I mean, I love that guy. He's got a track record of winning, developing quarterbacks. Hey, Josh. Thanks for the comment on my show. That was funny about the Bengals defense. Me and Joe's show, we loved it. Anyway, but yeah, Bo Nix, I think, is gonna take a step forward in his development as in the coming years. And they got Dobbins and RJ Harvey could be a nice 1-2 punch in the backfield. They're going to have a running game this year, which they didn't really have last year. Javonte Williams was okay, but not anything special. But I think the Broncos, they're going to be competing with the Chargers for this division. I got them winning, let's say, I think I said 10-12 with the Chargers. I'm going to say 11-13 with Denver.
All right, Jeremy, where are you at with Denver?
I think they win the division handedly. I think the Chiefs are falling back. The loss of Slater is huge to the Chargers, and the Raiders are going to Raider. That's what will happen. That offensive line has more holes than Swiss cheese.
Gotcha. Ken, where are you at with Denver?
Yeah, hey, Joe, you've been getting beat up, man, but I'm with you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, because look at last year they overachieved, like a certain other team we're going to talk about later tonight. They overachieved. Now, like the other team, they were smart enough to understand they overachieved and went to go sign some big name players who have nice stat lines to make it look like they're moving forward. They overachieved. They caught some people off guard last year. It's not happening this year. I'm sorry. As far as like Sean Payton, the quarterback whisperer, yeah, he didn't develop Drew Brees. Brees was already developed. So, yeah, no. And when Brees left, he could have developed Jameis Winston or some other guys, but did that happen in NOLA? No. I think they caught a lot of people off guard last year. It was a great catch lightning in the bottle season for them, for everyone. Bo Nix surprised some people. I don't think that happens this year. They are fighting. Yeah, this is still a good division. But honestly, I don't think they're winning 13 games easily and they're handily beating the division. They will be a good team, but they're not going to be this mighty team that, based off last year's catching lightning in a bottle and overachieving. I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. So I'm kind of more with Joe on this one. I think they'll be a good team. They'll be in a lot of games, but it's going to be a step back year for them in terms of maybe their record.
And based on what you just said here, I think we're on the same page as far as that other team in the other division. I know which team you're talking about. We might be on the same page there.
Probably.
Josh, go ahead and hit us with Raiders, Chargers, and Broncos.
All right, so like I said in the comments, I didn't do any research before this. So the Raiders, I don't know. I'm going to give them 4 to 8 wins. I don't think they're exactly there to go above 500. The Chargers, I have all. Well, I don't have anything written down, but I have all the top 3 teams fighting for the division, so it's gonna be an interesting battle to see. But I have the Chargers going 10-7, and the Broncos going 12-5.
Okay, so now we hit the team that a lot of people are probably sick of hearing about. By the way, I'm a big Bo Nix guy. I think that they move forward again this year. I don't think they go backwards. Now we talk about Kermit and the Muppets. So the Kansas City Chiefs, Let's kick things off with our guy Haas and work ourselves around. Haas, what do you think about the Chiefs?
Okay, what do you want to hear first? You want to hear what I really want to believe, or you want to hear the reality? And hear me not when I say the reality, it's going to be quite controversial. Not controversial, but it's going to lead to a lot. I can make it as quick
60 to 90 seconds. I don't care.
Well, I'll try and scream it all in. I'll just start positive where it don't get a big outburst. But what I really want.
I got to give you a hard time, man. I got to give you a hard time.
Well, I'm going to start on my behalf. Like I said, they're going to be pretty even with the Chargers. They're still going to be a good team. There is some change. We got Pacheco at running back, and that replacing Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Still got Mahomes. They still got Xavier Worthy. I'm a big fan of, and don't get me started on the tight end. But I said I have them having the same record as the Chargers, 13-4. But I feel like they're going to split. They're going to split with both the Broncos and the Chargers. They'll win one and lose one to both teams, but sweep the Raiders. A potential. I mean, of course, they're going to be in the playoffs. A potential AFC title contender with the Buffalo Bills. I said this was my AFC title game, and that's as far as they would go if they were to get knocked out in the second round. We want Ravens Bills in the AFC title game, or even Broncos Bills, but we might get Chiefs Bills. But if it happens, Buffalo wins it. Buffalo goes to the Super Bowl finally. But you know what's going to happen? Oh, if you saw what happened earlier today, Travis and fucking Taylor are engaged, and it's the start of a fucking royalty story. Chiefs are going to go 16-0, and Travis Kelce's going to have 50 fucking billion touchdowns, and they're going to make sure he's the Super Bowl MVP because it's just a fucking love story. Baby, just say yes. Suck my fucking dick. I need another Dr. Pepper.
Wow.
Moving along, Dylan.
If you're just
thank
wondering,
you, Miss Pinky. Thank you, Miss Pinky.
I'm no Pimp C, but I got Bobby by the pound, Whitney by the key, and DJ Screw by the gallon right now. And the game belongs to me.
You know what? I hope the Chargers turn number 87 to guacamole when those teams play in Sao Paulo next week. But Kansas City's reign in the AFC West is over. I think the Chiefs have lost too many pieces, and we saw this with New England, the end of the Tom Brady dynasty. I mean, I think the Chiefs can still win. I think the Chiefs are going to be a playoff team, any team with Mahomes and Reed. But I think the Chief offensive line's got too many questions, and Kansas City's schedule is brutal. Chiefs don't have a 1 o'clock game the first 6 weeks. They've got 4 primetime games, and the other 2 4 o'clock games are Philadelphia and the Ravens. And the Chiefs play a Monday night game before playing the Lions, and then a Monday night game before playing the Bills. They also play on Thanksgiving and Christmas. Kansas City's not winning the AFC West this year. And if the Chiefs do, I will eat a whole lot of crow for that.
All right, Jason, where are you at on the Chiefs, man?
I'm pretty much in agreement with everybody else that I think they are not necessarily going to take a step back, but they're definitely not as explosive as they once were. Xavier Worthy is a talented playmaker, not only because he's from Central High here in my town of Fresno, California, but he is an explosive player. But what made the Chiefs so dangerous is that they had, in their prime, was that they had multiple explosive players that made them such a dangerous offense. And they don't have that anymore. Last season, you clearly saw them struggle a lot more offensively because they lost that explosiveness. So, and I don't know if they can get that back with the current roster of players that they have. I'm also in agreement with Dylan. I think their offensive line is the shakiest that it's been in the Patrick Mahomes era. And I'm not really sure what they're going to be able to do defensively because they also have been really stout up front with Chris Jones on the defensive line. But again, they're not going to take a step back. It's just going to be a lot harder for them to win games this year because they've lost a little bit of that explosiveness. I still think they're a 13-win football team, and they have to be the presumptive favorite to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl until somebody knocks them off. So until that happens, I'll continue to take them. But I'm going to take them with a heftier grain of salt than I have at any other point over the last 5 or 6 years.
Have your thoughts on the Chiefs?
Oh, it's hard to pick against the Chiefs, despite what everybody's saying, because of the Chiefs. They've been the most dominant team in the league in the last 10 years now. I mean, we're going on 10 years. So it's hard to pick against the Chiefs. I'm going to, though. That offensive line ain't going to work. The one flaw they've had throughout their whole dynasty is when they haven't had offensive line play and they're banging up Mahomes, and they're going to do that this year. They have a rookie left tackle, a guy who really struggled at guard. The Bears now have their best guard, Tooney, there with them. They don't have – their defense, I think, is really good. I do like the defense. I think the defense is notoriously slept on, and I think that's what's kept them going. But Rice may be suspended, not enough offense. All that being said, I think they're probably still getting in the playoffs because it's going to be hard to keep Mahomes and Reed out of the playoffs. But I'm no more than 10 wins. I'm being kind, but I think the defense can get them about the 10 wins. But that line is going to cost them 2 or 3 games at least.
Jamie, your thoughts on the Chiefs?
Yeah, I agree with Rav. Their offensive line is very suspect. Mahomes is getting banged up a lot more, which is had last year they kind of had to run the ball more, which was most of their offense. But still, that defense they got is young, and it's going to be a generational defense for a long time. That's what's going to help them still win games, even without their offense. I'm going to say 9 to 11 wins.
Adam? And Dylan, by the way, we'll get you back in just so we'll rotate you in here in just a little bit. But Adam, who you got?
Well, I have the Denver Broncos winning that division, obviously, but I have the Chiefs also at 12-5. But because Denver swept the division, I have the Broncos winning it.
Jeremy, what do you think about the Chiefs, man?
I think they're at best the second best team in the division. The defense lost a lot. They lost almost every single weapon outside of Juju Smith-Schuster.
Who?
Yeah, exactly.
No doubt.
The overglorified one that's actually a 2.
Well said, man.
So
another guy that was prominent with the Steelers left, and what's he done since?
He was prominent with the Steelers when they still had AB. He fell off the planet the next year when AB left. When he was a 2, he was left open, which any wide receiver with a grain of salt and good hand is like coleslaw. When left open, it's dangerous.
I understand.
He was good one year with the Chiefs too. I think he had one good year with them as well. But yeah, he's not consistent.
He had one good playoff run with them. He was not good during the season. He had more drops than he had catches.
Yeah. Ken?
So, yeah, Kansas City Chiefs. If anyone watched The Kingdom on Disney Plus,
I'm watching it.
Well, I saw it on Disney Plus. I mean, they found ways to win games. That's what good teams do. They won a lot of close games, and that's probably what they do now. Not once did I hear you guys mention Xavier Worthy. The guy's got speed. He can get open. Now, we just played him this last week for the final.
I mentioned him.
Okay, so
I didn't mention him.
I'm sorry, Jason. Now, we just played them this weekend, and not all our starters played. Not all their starters played, but their starting ones on offense looked pretty sharp against what we put out there for our 1D, which we were missing some big players too. But they're still going to be sharp. They're still well coached. They're still going to put themselves in position to win close games. More interesting is that this is Kelsey's probably his swan song before the whole – which, who didn't see them get engaged not happening? I mean, everyone saw that coming a mile away. But, I mean, he already hinted a couple days ago this might be the last season. I think this is their last hurrah. They're going to go all in with everything they've got, and they will win a lot of games that we're probably going how the hell did they do it? And I think, unfortunately, this might be the last time they win the division but I think they win this division still because they have a knack. They do what the good teams do. They win those close games when everyone says they can't. And they don't have to have a ton of great players. They don't. They're at that point. They just got to be coached well, which they are, and execute, which they do. And they will win a lot of games that are going to have us going, I can't believe they did it again. And unfortunately, I have to go with the Chiefs winning this division this year.
Joe, where are you at on the Chiefs?
You know, I hear what you guys are saying. And yes, they have a lot of holes. Yes, there's some concerns. And, they've been winning a lot of games that they shouldn't win. But I'm going to be along the same lines with Ken here. This team's not going anywhere, at least for this season. And I think they're going to win 11 games. I think they win the division too. I think it's because of those intangibles. It's because they know how to win games. Again, they're not the mighty Chiefs anymore. And what happens after this season, I don't know. But I honestly see them winning 11 games. I don't see them going to the Super Bowl, but I do see them winning 11 games and taking the division.
Josh, where are you at on the Chiefs?
I have them going 10-7.
Okay.
You have an aging.
All right, guys.
You have an aging Mahomes. He wasn't as good last year, but he somehow still made the Super Bowl because of the refs.
Oh, there it is. I knew somebody was going to say it. The refs.
Hey, we Buffalo fans are certainly going to agree with that.
Can we really say that Mahomes is an aging Mahomes, though? I mean, for quarterback age in this league, is he an old man?
I don't think so.
He's absolutely right.
For the Scally plays, do you classify him more as like a little bit of a running back, though?
He's closer to the older than he is the younger.
Mahomes
he's about to be 30, though.
Well,
I mean, that would be the same question with Lamar, too, though.
Yeah.
But think about how many guys are under 30 that are starting in the NFL right now. There's a ton of them.
No, but Mahomes wasn't as good. Can we say that? Like, you look at all the numbers, the percentages, and everything. I mean, he was just as good in the playoffs, and he was just as good in crucial situations. But Mahomes wasn't as good. I mean, I don't think that's hyperbolic to say that at all.
It isn't.
The numbers. In fact, Rav, run down the division for us, Rav. Who you got first through fourth?
Oh, Chargers. Chargers 1. Chiefs 2. Not by much over Denver, and then the Raiders.
Jamie, first through fourth in the division.
Okay. 1, Denver Broncos. 2, San Diego Chargers. LA Chargers, excuse me. 3, Kansas City Chiefs. 4, Vegas Raiders.
All right, Josh.
The Raiders.
1 through 4.
Hold on, can I? I'm gonna get my 1 through 4. Then can someone kick me so Dylan can get on because I have to go.
I'll get it. Yeah, I got it.
All right. Number 1, Broncos. Number 2, Chiefs. Number 1, Broncos. Number 2, Chargers. Number 3, Chiefs. Number 4, Raiders.
Okay.
You
Adam,
leaving us, Josh? Is that what you said?
Yep, I gotta go.
All right. Do you want to read off your Twitter before you go, buddy?
Sure. You can find me at JMF1 fan. You know, it is a race weekend finally. After it is the end of the summer break. So, if you have any questions about F1, you can find me there. Goodbye, everyone.
All right, buddy.
See you later, man.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Dylan, if you want to jump back in, you can jump back in.
Okay.
Did you want my 1 through 4? Is that what you were
I
asking?
hate when it does this whole thing.
It
Okay, so we got Rav. Joe, 1 through 4.
All right, so I got the
Rav and
Chiefs.
we got Jamie. So
I got the Chiefs winning the division at 11-6. The Chargers second place at 10-7, but making the playoffs. I got the Broncos at 9-8, and I have the Raiders in last at 6-11.
Ken, first through fourth.
Yeah, I'm pretty close to what Joe just said, except I think the Raiders win more than 6. I think you got the KC wins the division, and then the Chargers come after, and then it's a dogfight between 3 and 4. I think it comes down to the end of the season between the Raiders, who will overtake, and the Broncos end up 4th in this division. Sorry, Raider Nation, baby. Fuck the Broncos. Or as we like to call them, Broncos. A bunch of hoes in Bronco territory.
I got it. Broncos, Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders.
I got Broncos and all different. I got Broncos and Mile High.
Adam, did you do yours yet?
Let's see. Hold on. Got my paper. Hold on. I got Denver winning the division with KC coming in second. Same record, though. Only Denver just took the division because of the games. And then LA and Raiders.
I've got Denver winning 11, the Chargers and the Chiefs winning 9, with the Chargers getting the tiebreaker, and the Raiders winning 6. You got first through fourth.
So I'm going to laugh when the Raiders finish better than 4th at all, y'all. I'm just going to say that right now.
Haas, what do you got first through fourth, man?
What I want, Broncos, Chargers, Chiefs, Raiders. What I'll be okay with, Chargers, Broncos, Chiefs, Raiders. But reality, Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, Raiders.
Okay, and Jason, first through fourth. Wrap it up for us.
I still have Kansas City winning this division, 12 wins. I like Denver actually coming in second at 10 wins. I'm going to take the Chargers in third with 9 wins. Raiders come in with 6 wins. Well, 7 wins, I said. Raiders coming in with 7 wins. And yeah, that's pretty much my pecking order. I left out a team there, didn't I?
No.
I don't think you did.
Nah, I don't.
No, you're all right. You're good.
So yeah, KC, Denver, Chargers, Raiders. That's my prediction.
I just wanted to give a shout out to Ken's crew all watching us tonight. He's leading the pack.
He did last Wednesday too.
So now, ladies and gentlemen, we get to move to one of the more intriguing divisions in the NFL. Home of controversy, etc., and your Super Bowl champions. So the NFC East. Let's kick things off with a team that I already know a couple of you guys have mentioned in a very snide way earlier. The Washington Commanders. Joe, you want to kick this one off?
Yeah, I am on the same bandwagon here as with the Denver Broncos. It was great to see. Again, we expected Washington to make improvements last year. They went above and beyond what we expected. I mean, who would have predicted them to get to the NFC Championship game, right? Certainly not me. I don't know if any of us would have done that. I think they take a step back. And I'm going to predict, well, I won't, I guess, go with the pecking order here, but I'm talking maybe 7 or 8 wins for them. I think they take significant steps back for a lot of the same reasons I said the Broncos. Teams are going to be gunning for them. Nobody was looking for them last year. They won some, I don't want to say lucky games, but they pulled out games that they had no business winning. And I don't think that happens. I think teams are gunning for them this year. And again, 7, 8 wins.
Good. Rav, what are you looking at for the Commanders?
I think the Commanders are thinking this division is going to be 2 to the post. I think the Commanders are right there. Offensively, they're going to be fantastic. Tunzel I've always liked, except for the fact he gets too many penalties. Debo and McLaurin has actually signed now officially. The contract thing is over. And Daniels is the real deal. Top 10 quarterback in the league already. Love Jay Daniels. There may be a bit of a sophomore slump. You always worry about a guy because, like Joe just said, they've seen you now, so you can't catch guys off guard. That's a bit of a concern. Defensively, they're good enough. I don't think they're great. I don't think they're as good as Philly. That's why I don't think they'll win the division. But the Commanders, I think in the NFC, which I think is not as good, I think the sky's the limit. I think they definitely can win 10, 11 games.
Jason, your thoughts on the Commanders?
Yeah, I'm pretty much in agreement with everything that Rav said. I really love Jaden Daniels. And the scary part about Jaden is he hasn't even hit his ceiling yet in his prime. And he already took the team to the NFC Championship game in his rookie year. He has plenty of weapons to work with on the outside, and Deebo Samuel, getting Terry McLaurin back was huge. I love McLaurin. I think he is the best underrated wide receiver in the National Football League. And there's just that sense of optimism with this organization that they haven't had in a long time. You can clearly tell that ownership and the front office are on the same page as far as the direction they want to take this team. I'm going to say with Washington, they probably eke out 10, maybe 11 wins. But again, a lot of that's going to hinge on if Jaden Daniels can continue to move forward in his progression, and also if Deebo stays healthy, McLaurin stays healthy. He has everything there he needs to succeed. Now we have to see what he can do.
Ross, where are you at with the Commanders?
Jaden Daniels, baby. Jaden Daniels, man. I hope he. Huh?
I said, where do you go?
That's funny as shit.
Kidding, of course. We all know where he went to college.
Hey, he had an outstanding rookie season. He was just one game away of going to the Super Bowl as a rookie. I see him having another deep playoff run. I don't know about winning the division because it's going to be tight with the Eagles, but yeah, I do see a split in that series. Who else they got? I know they got Austin Eckler. Then they finally pay the guy, and shout out to Ken on this one. He's been saying his name a lot, but I had to go draft Scary Terry on my fantasy league, so I got Terry
McLaurin. Yeah,
on my fantasy team with Jamar Chase as my two starting receivers. Of how they looked in that preseason game against the Bengals, it's like I'm so hyped to see what he does week 1 with the Giants. But I'm stacked to see what he can do. Maybe if they win a Super Bowl, they can finally go back to the Redskins.
Well, Jamie, what do you think of the Commanders?
But I'm going to finish this real quick.
Sorry.
I have them going 11-6. 11-6.
Okay.
Sorry, Jamie.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I think Jaden Daniels really lives up to the team's name, the Commanders. He commanded that offense very well. He's a intelligent quarterback. He played a lot of football in college, won a lot of games. The guy's a winner, and you can't teach that. I think Scary Terry coming back, great signing. They got a solid offensive line. Their defense is still good enough to win games. I'm going to say they're going to win 9 to 11 games.
Ken, where are you at on Washington?
So I'll say this. Good on HTTR. Good on you for paying the man who's been with 3 team names, 2 ownership groups, 11 starting quarterbacks, only had the same starting quarterback to start a season twice in his career being right now. Good on you for paying Scary Terry. Now, the last quarterback to go to a division championship game, because he was so good, he went division championship game, so did Mark Sanchez. Just saying. Mark Sanchez went to an AFC championship game as a rookie, and we saw how that turned out for him. I think, like Denver, these guys overachieved last year. I actually went and saw them play against a certain team from Chicago where they won on a Hail Mary get lucky play. And somehow they're like this generationally awesome team. No, they overachieved last year. They've tried to mask the overachievement. A bunch of aging veterans, again, with big money. And that's fine. It masks what they were last year a little bit, but also says, hey, we know we overachieved. Just because Jaden Daniels went there last year, well, like I said, Mark Sanchez did it too when his rookie year went to the AFC Championship game. And what happened to him? We give these guys too much credit because they got lightning in a bottle last year. They do have a good OC, I'll give them credit there. They coached them well last year, put them in position. They are going to be a good team, but they're not the super juggernaut that people are thinking they are. They play in the second best division in the NFC, and they'll fight to get into the playoffs if they even make the playoffs. But I don't see them winning this division. I think they'll be exposed for what they were last year, an overachieving team.
At least you're not bitter.
No, why would I be bitter? They won on a Hail Mary. It's a luck play, a 50-50 chance to get it, and they got it.
It is not a luck play.
No, I'll say this.
It is not.
Let me say this, though, since you bring it up, Ravoy. I was at the game in Washington. I have nothing but great things to say about the Redskin fans, the tailgating. We tailgated with them. They treated us like family. They have a great USO section pregame for veterans, which was nice. And after the game, we had a blast with Redskin fans. And they even got like, man, I mean, it was a wild finish. But that team overachieved, and everyone knew it. And their fans know it. I talked to a lot of Redskin fans. They knew it too. There is optimism, as there should be. They went to the NFC Championship game last year if they beat JB's Feckless Lions in the playoffs. So, see, I knew that'd get his attention. But they
overachieved the perk a little bit.
They overachieved. And to be honest, they as much shit as I give JB about that game, they caught the Lions on a bad day. The Lions should have torched them. They got lucky against the Lions. So, no, this team was overachievers. They tried to mask it, and they're a good team, but they're not a great team, and they're going to fight to even sniff the playoffs this year.
Jeremy, where are you at on Washington, man?
I think they're a 10-11 win team. They'll get second in the division and make the playoffs. I think they got all the right pieces in the right places. The only thing that I worry about is this Trotsky Merritt guy actually going to be as good as they think he is because he did good in the preseason against a bunch of backups? Or is he going to fall apart when he faces top NFL talent?
Yeah, that's a really good point. Adam, what do you got on Washington?
Well, obviously I had Washington done before the trade, but I still have them winning. I still have them winning the division at 12-5.
I saw him for a long time, from high school all the way up. And Jaden Daniels sure reminds me on the field a whole lot of a guy that wore 10 and won a Heisman Trophy at Baylor. That went to Washington, and that field just completely killed him before he got hurt. So I love Jaden Daniels. I think he's got all the talent in the world. They're putting pieces around him, which I think makes a big difference. It's not a case that he's got to do it all on his own, but he can make plays if he has to. My thing is going to be the defense. Bobby Wagner and that bunch, how are they going to stay healthy? How are they going to perform this year? That defense has got to come through and take some of the pressure off that offense. I think they're about the same as last year, maybe a little bit better. Let's see what everybody thinks of the Jackson Dart-led New York Giants. Let's start with Adam.
Giants. I have them sucking ass 5-12.
5-12 for the Giants. Jeremy, where are you at with the Giants, man?
Oh, do we really have to say it?
Just
bottom feeder. Bottom feeder. if they win 7 games, they're lucky this year.
Okay, at least I'm not feeling awful now.
All right, Ken, where are you at now? Are you following suit with these guys?
No, not even close. They have built a great defense there. Jackson Dart looked good, fine. Look, this team's going to be a lot better than some are giving credit for. Are they going to be bottom feeders? No, I think that belongs to the rating system known as the Dallas Cowgirls. The Giants are going to make some noise defensively. The offense have gotten improvement. When does Dart start may be questionable. Depends on how long Russ makes it. But Russ is an upgrade over what they had last year. Dart looks like he's going to be the future. at some point. He's got the moxie. He's got the talent. I don't want them to rush him in though. Go with the vet for now. They're not bottom feeding. They might actually rattle some sabers and make some noise, and you might find them pushing for somewhere in this division, like even for a playoff spot. Like I said, second best division outside the NFC North and the NFC. That defense is going to carry them, and that offense is significantly better. And I really like Neighbors for them at wide receiver.
There you go.
They got the right guy when they got him. Whether they've got him or Dunze or Marvin Harris, I think you couldn't have gone wrong with any one of the three, but he is really playing out well for them. And he's already got, if you look at the touchdown that Dart threw, the first guy on the field was Neighbors. And that the way that team is shaking out right now, they're going to make some noise, and they're going to take guys like Jeremy, and they're going to punch you in the nose and surprise you a little bit. They're not bottom feeders. They're going to be.
I wonder who their head coach is. Sorry to interrupt.
Well, yeah, Dable's fighting for his gig, and I get with their GM, their head coach situation, what they wanted for. They didn't get exactly what they wanted. They trade back in to get Dart, and I think they're in a good spot. I think that his hot seat's not going to be so hot this year for both of them, and they're going to make some noise. And they are not to be a bottom feeder. They may overtake Washington as well. They could be second place in this division. That defense is strong enough to make a lot, to carry them in a lot of places.
Jamie, where are you at with the Giants, man?
Well, my affinity for the Giants as much as my affinity for the Bills. When you have Dable and Joe Shane running the show, and I think the Giants, they a lot of the things that they do now is a lot what Dable learned in Buffalo. Like, I think what happened was, like I said, they didn't have the person when he first came in. Yeah, he caught fire, made the playoffs with Daniel Jones, and then this next year when they tried to overpay him, that was ridiculous, overpaying him. But I think the good news about that is they knew that they didn't have the personnel to do what they wanted to do. So, and that's why they didn't pay Saquon Barkley and they let him go, because their offensive line wasn't that great. Joe Shane understood is you're only as good as your offensive line. So they got rid of Saquon, were able to rebuild their O-line. Their O-line was top 15 in the league until they were all hurt. And they were able to get Tyrone Tracy, who rushed okay for a rookie. And then this year, I think now they got Tyrone Tracy, Singletary, and they got the scat man, Cam Scattaboo, in the backfield as well. And I think Jackson Dart may end up starting very, very soon over Russ. But I think Dable and Shane finally got the personnel and the offensive line to do what they do. So I'm going to say 7 to 9 wins for them.
Hey, and DeVito is going to be their practice squad quarterback if he clears waivers, which I doubt he will. But I mean, they're keeping 3 quarterbacks. They cut DeVito today, but I think they'll try to sign him. But DeVito will probably get picked up to be someone's backup. That's how far they've moved the ball in New York versus a year ago.
Yeah.
Hoss, where are you at with the Giants?
Jeremy, is that one of your guys, the Meltown Mitch?
Yeah,
Mitch.
Yeah, he is.
Did they ever announce if Jackson Dart's starting week 1 against Washington, or is it Russell Wilson?
It's Russell.
Russell's going to start. It'll be Russ.
Start will be in week 2.
Okay, well, I'm hoping they can be a better team. I'm hoping they could be a better team. I mean, yeah, they did good in preseason. They went undefeated against backups. But look, I enjoyed watching their final game, especially because I got to see a guy by the name of Jameis Winston get to play again. And I wish we wouldn't have fucking got rid of him and we could have still had him on our team. But I hope they can turn around. At first, I had them finishing last at 5-12, but now I kind of want them to be better than the Dallas Cowboys. I hope they do better. I hope they at least get 3 more wins, at least get 8 the most or less than 5, but hopefully they do better than Dallas.
That's a good hope. Jason, where are you at on the New York Football Giants.
You know, I never thought I would live to see the day when I agree with a Chicago Bears fan, for crying out fucking loud. But I'm going to agree. I'm going to agree with Ken. I like the Giants as a tougher. They're going to be a tougher loss for other teams. Let's just say that. I agree. Defensively, they're going to keep their team in games, and I really think that Abdul Carter, whom I loved coming out of Penn State, is going to wreak havoc in that linebacker position with Kayvon Thibodeau, who's already one of the most explosive players at his position. Kayvon will make Abdul so much better, and I think those two will be probably one of the best, if not the best, linebacker duos in the league by the end of the season, assuming they stay healthy. Malik Neighbors is a playmaker. We know that. Again, it all hinges on Russell Wilson v. Jackson Dart. You know, what can they do offensively versus what can they do defensively? So, yes, I do think they can eke out some more wins. I am with Ken. I think, Ken, what did you say? 7 wins maybe?
Yeah, they're probably in that 7 to 9 window. They might be able to push for a playoff spot.
I think given what they have and given that their defense will keep them in games, I can see them realistically winning 7 games. So I'm going to go, just like with the Bears fan, I'm going to go 7 wins for the Giants this season.
Ev, where you at with them, man?
Pretty convincing take by Ken there. Almost sold me. Almost sold me because I think he's right about the defense. Their defense, Abdul Carter and Brian Burns and Lauren, I mean, that's going to be really big. Their front 7 is really, really good. Secondary, not as sold. I love Neighbors, love Andrew Thomas. I don't think you're scoring enough on this team. I just don't. I don't think you have a running back. I think you have no receivers really outside of Neighbors. I just think you're gonna get horse raced out of too many games as far as that. Russell, I have no confidence in. I agree with you, Run. 10,000%. You should have Jackson Dart in there if you're gonna start Russell Wilson in there, because you know you're only gonna get 17 points, 12 points if you're playing Russell. So that ain't gonna work.
You might need though with that defense.
You're gonna need more than that if you're gonna play Philly and Washington and Detroit and all those guys. You're gonna need more than that. Some Sundays you are, at least. But yeah, Giants moving in the right direction, but still struggling this year, I think. No more than 6-7 wins.
There's only one game on the road I'm sure they will win, because that team can't win at home. We saw it last year. That's the Dallas Cowboys. But anyway.
Yes. So anyway, sorry I had that weird look on my face and everything moved. I was just trying to remember who I hadn't gotten to yet. Mr. Dalio.
Yes, and see, I have a spot in my heart for this team because growing up on Long Island, they were my team growing up. I was a Giants fan. I'm still a Giants fan. I just like the Bills more now, but I still love the Giants. I do feel bad for the coaching staff there. Their jobs are on the line, and they just I think they still have limitations. Now, this reminds me, again, growing up a Giants fan, especially in the early 80s, building their team on defense and some great linebackers, one by the name of Taylor. And I'm not comparing this linebacking core to Harry Carson and Lawrence Taylor and people like that, but they built those teams on defense and eventually built a Super Bowl type team. So I love the fact that they're basically building on defense here. And you know, Jason, Ken, count me in. I agree. That, you know, this team has a great defense and they're going to surprise some people. I still, again, all those limitations, though, offensively especially, I still only see them winning, you know, anywhere between 6 and 8 games. Again, they're going to be a team, especially late in the season, you may not want to play. But, you know, and I don't have them coming in last in the division. But I still think they're not ready for prime time yet.
And Lawrence Taylor should have let Abdul Carter wear 56 too. That was stupid. How many jerseys would you have sold if Abdul Carter becomes the type of player? He just lost a whole lot of money doing that.
Right.
Come on, Rab. That's like the 49ers asking Brock Purdy to wear number 16. No. Lawrence Taylor, the only 56. No way.
Yeah. From Lawrence's perspective, if you have a player like Abdul Carter, you would have sold a lot more of those jerseys. He'd have made more money doing it.
If his name was Abdul Taylor, they would have done it.
Right.
He would have agreed to it.
Nah,
But-
I agree though. 56 is one of a kind.
We're
Josh,
56
where you-
and 11 too.
Sorry.
Phil Simms wouldn't let him do that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're good. No, you're right, and you're 100% right. 11's the same way. Josh, where you at with the Giants?
What teams have we covered so far? I was playing Madden with my
Washington,
cousin.
the Giants.
All right, so for the Commanders, I have them going 10-5. The Giants, I have them going 6-11.
Okay. So
we're all
let's
right
go
in that
to
window, though. We're all right in that window. Like I said, 5-12, and everyone else is like 7. That's like kind of like the same spot, kind of.
Yeah, and I've got them in that. You know, they're going to be a little better, but not tremendously better. Let's talk about Super Bowl reigning, defending Super Bowl champion.
Why are you saving the Cowgirls, huh?
I'm gonna save the rating, not a logo for the last one.
I knew he was going to do that.
All right, Josh. Eagles. What do you got?
I have them going 11-6. They lost a bunch of defensive players, but their offense is still elite. They do. Like I said, I didn't do much research. I did none at all, actually. So I'm coming into the show very unprepared. So I guess Joe, on to you.
On to me. Well, I don't know how far ahead we're supposed to look or share here, but I know that there were some key losses, during the off season, and maybe it's not the same team. I still have this team winning 12 games, and I have them going back to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and we'll do our division champion picks and Super Bowl picks next Tuesday.
Okay.
So we will do that before we do the NFC North. So we'll do NFC North, before we do the AFC North on Wednesday. Next week, we're going to do the NFC North, the NFC South, and give our division winners and Super Bowl picks. So, it'll be a fast-paced show next week.
We'll go there. Okay.
Yeah, Cam, what do you got?
So look, I think they got a couple things going. They got the 4K curse going with Saquon. They've got the Madden curse going with Saquon. They've got the hangover, which can happen. The Super Bowl teams. Even with all that, I think they're still the class of this division. They may be the only team in this division that makes the playoffs. Because I think the North could possibly do something that's never been done, but we'll talk about that next week. But they're going to win this division. They're still got a ton of talent on this team. At the same time, while I'm saying this, the wheels could completely fall off this thing because they're that kind of team. It's like I could also see a world where the wheels and the engine completely fall out of the car and they're just pushing a frame down the street. But honestly, I think they're still the class of the division. They're going to win this division. And they could be the only playoff team out of this division.
Jeremy, what do you think of the Eagles, man?
They're winning the division. They're the best team in this division. What else is there to say? They got a great defense despite losing pieces. They still added to it. Jahad Campbell came back ahead of schedule from his shoulder surgery and has been playing with the ones. And he's looking great from what I'm hearing. So I don't see where their defense is going to be as bad as everybody thinks it is.
Adam?
I was just laughing at this team's bowling name. Fuck the Packers.
Way to go, Moonscar. That's what I'm talking about.
It took me a minute to figure it out, but then I was reading his stuff, and I was like, oh, this guy just absolutely hates the Packers. Philly, I have them... I have defensive issues, but I still have them up there in the division. Definitely 11-6.
Jamie, where are you at with the Eagles, man?
They're the reigning Super Bowl champs. I feel like they still got the biggest offensive line since the Hogs with the Redskins, or possibly the greatest offensive line in the history of football. I think they could be a Hall of Fame O-line. That I think they're so big up front that more teams should be playing a 3-4 defense just to have their defensive line be as big as them. That's how big their offensive line is. You may have to sacrifice playing a 3-4. They still got the tush push to their advantage, which
sorry, Green Bay.
Yep. They still got that play where you run it. They do it better than anybody else. I think they're going to win the division. I think they're going to go 12-5, and I think they're going to go to the Super Bowl to face the Bills for the Tush Push Bowl.
Tush Push Bowl.
Rav, where you at on Philly, man?
Two things with Philly. Somebody respect Jalen Hurts and respect Sirianni. They won it. So give them some respect. Everybody talks about everything else with Philly except how good their coach and the quarterback have been. So give them some respect because they did actually win it. I think Hurts is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. So I really like him. Yeah. You can shake your head, Josh. He's top 5. Anyway, I think the defense is going to be just fine. I mean, even with all the losses, I think some of their defensive players, the best is yet to come. Jalen Carter, we haven't seen it. Cooper DeJean, Quentin Mike. I mean, they're still getting on defenses as good as anybody in the league. I think this is pretty easy the best team in the NFC. I think Washington and Detroit will challenge them as far as being the best team in the NFC.
Jason, were you looking at the Eagles this year?
I'm kind of with Adam. I think they're going to be an 11-12 win team again. And Rav, you talk about respect for Jalen Hurts. Well, I'm going to give him respect right here. He enters the league this season as a legitimate MVP candidate. Anyone who says he isn't doesn't know what they're talking about. Jalen and A.J. Brown are still legitimate playmakers at their positions. I also really like a kid by the name of Jahan Dotson. Now, he only had a small sample size of playing time last season, but in that sample size, he showed great quickness off the line, tremendous burst down the field. The only question is, can he catch the football consistently, and will he earn the trust of Sirianni to make him a focal point in that offense to help take some of the pressure off A.J. Brown? We don't know. The offensive line, Jamie talked about that a little bit. I do think the Eagles are going to miss Jason Kelce for a number of reasons, not only for his play on the line, but for what he provided in that locker room. Locker room leadership goes really under the rug for a lot of reasons because we don't see that on the field. Now, the Eagles still have great team camaraderie, but losing Kelce's experience and losing his ability to rally that team might affect them a little bit. But also,
you didn't play on him last year, Jason, and they won this.
Jason Kelce retired before last season.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm going to say, Is someone going to tell him?
My bad. Where I was going to go with next is I am going to be interested to see Saquon was such a focal point of their offense last season. Are they going to try and squeeze 2,000 yards out of him again? Will he be able to rush for 2,000 yards again? Are teams going to get wise and stack the box in the line of scrimmage, get more creative with their defensive packages? I don't think Saquon rushes for 2,000, but I don't think he's going to rush for 500. So with that being said, still chalk me down 11, 12 wins for the Eagles. Jalen Hurts, MVP candidate.
Haas, where are you at with Philly?
I don't think the Eagles skip a beat. I think they're going to continue their dominance, and it all starts week 1 when they beat the living dog shit out the Dallas Cowboys because I want it so bad. I think I'm going to bet a lot of money on it that they freaking decimate them. But Rav, I'm going to give Jalen his flowers. He's a hell of a quarterback, and I'm glad he finally got a Super Bowl under his belt, and I think he's going to continue to dominate. I think we need to acknowledge players like Cooper DeJean or something. Yeah, we give Saquon all the credit. They give Jalen the credit. I got to give Cooper DeJean some love, too, especially in that pick 6 on his birthday in the Super Bowl. That's a bad motherfucker for his height. But I don't think they're going to skip a beat. They're going to be playoff contenders again, possibly another Super Bowl appearance if they can get past a team like the Detroit Lions or something in the NFC Championship. I do have the Lions and the Eagles as my prediction to be the NFC Championship. But we'll see how bad they really want it if they could go back-to-back. But I think they're going to be one of the strongest teams in the NFC, especially with that offense. The defense, yeah, they lost players. but they're going to reload. Majority of that defense is all Georgia and Alabama guys. They're going to reload.
Yeah. And Rav, you brought up Sirianni and Hurts. What about Howie Roseman? The leadership of that, yeah, they lost guys, but they brought guys in too. And, I don't think this team misses a beat either, especially in the division. Once you get into the playoffs, anything can happen. We've seen that happen before, but I don't think the Eagles miss a beat. Now we get to the entertainment portion of our program as we talk about the dumpster fire that is the Jerry Jones led rating, not a logo, no longer America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to stick with going last.
They're always going to
you
be
want to
America's
go?
team.
They were second to get America's team. They wanted to give it to the Steelers, and the Steelers said, no, we don't want to be America's team. We're the Pittsburgh Steelers. Then they took it to the Cowboys. So the Cowboys were second choice right out of the box. So the heck with that. Rav, on you, buddy.
We already know you hate them. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I despise the Cowboys. That's my.
There's two ways you can go with them. You either love them or hate them, like Trump. But anyway, go
Amy,
ahead.
you're 100%. You're 100% correct.
Yeah. Like Trump.
You're 100% correct. Rav, where you at, buddy?
I actually am not. Don't have Cowboy hate like a lot of people. I'm kind of indifferent since they're in the NFC more than other people. I'll say this: Jerry Jones is getting sad. It kind of reminds me of Al Davis. I heard that take like at the end where he's just saying goofy stuff, trying to go around the agent, doing. It's just that's what's sad. Jimmy Johnson trying to put out a documentary where you're smarter than Jimmy Johnson and all that other stuff. Ridiculous. I don't. That kind of makes me sad with the Cowboys. With the Cowboys on the field, I think I'm just as confused. You have good players. You draft poorly, then you spring in guys 8-8. I don't know what to think about a lot of guys. I mean, I don't. Hurts, Prescott, I don't know what to think. The running game, I don't know what to think. The line, I don't know what to think. Too many guys. 8-9.
Jamie, where you at with Dallas?
Well, I think they can. It's gonna be they've got. I think they do have a pretty good offensive line. Tyler Booker, I think, could be just a freaking beast as a rookie. I think. Anytime you draft an Alabama offensive lineman, you're pretty good with that. Look, I think what we can all agree on is, I think you may not agree with who they hired as head coach, but I do think they had, looking back, they were right to fire Mike McCarthy. I think they had to do that. No ifs, ands, or buts. And I think it actually shows that, like, you could say Jerry Jones doesn't take a lot of things seriously, but I think it showed at that point he took that seriously by saying we can't just keep going with McCarthy, who's a dull, boring, guy that isn't gonna do anything. So he said we're gonna give it to Brian Schottenheimer, who comes from the Pete Carroll tree, who, like I said, I think he's going to bring a little more juice and energy to the team that I feel like McCarthy couldn't bring. And I think I see them winning 7 to 9 games. But they're going to be playing with a lot more energy and intensity than they ever did under McCarthy.
Josh, what do you think of the Cowboys?
Oh, well, I absolutely hate them. I have them going 5-12. Hold on. I have them going 5-12 without Parsons, and I have them going 7-10 with Parsons.
Wow.
Gotcha. Adam, where you at with Dallas, man?
8 and 9 below the line of the standard around Pittsburgh. Yeah, I mean, what's going on? Minka, or what's going on? Parsons, can Pickens ever get it together? But if this team does start to gel, they could win another 2 games if they figure it out. Because they have good wide receivers when they're playing well. When they're playing like they're all jackasses, they all suck.
You got a point there too. Jason, what do you think of the Cowboys, man?
Dallas Cowboys can go pound sand for all I care.
Do we have your wife?
I knew I liked you.
Jay, should we have your wife come on and do the Cowboys? Because it is her team.
She is a Cowboys fan, yes, but she does not like doing these things because she's extremely introverted. And so, believe me, she would love to get on here and toot their horn, but she won't. So, anyway, yeah, here's the thing with the Cowboys. What I can say about them, we've all said over the last 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, so on years. Again, it all centers on Jerry Jones. It always has, it always will. They've gone as far as they can go with Dak Prescott. He's 32, 33 years old. He's not getting any younger, and he's not getting any better. They're wasting one of the talents of one of the best wide receivers in the league in CeeDee Lamb, who could be a legitimate stud if he was on another football team, but he's not. The Micah Parsons situation, it sounds like it's gone from now to where literally they're rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. And I don't know if that bridge can be built because it sounds like it's already burnt. Like I said, they can pound sand. I don't give a freak if they go winless this year. With that being said, I will give them some credit because they will win some games, probably 7 and 10. But with no cohesion, Brian Schottenheimer, again, brought in because Jerry Jones wants coaches that he can control. That's why it never worked out with Bill Parcells. That's why it never worked out with Jimmy Johnson. That's why it will never work out with any other top-flight coach, because if Jerry cannot control these coaches, he does not want to bring in anybody who will usurp his authority. So, Cowboys, 7 and 10, go pound sand, America's team my ass. That's all I got to say.
All right, Haas, your turn.
God damn.
Oh, just wait. It's going to get good.
Sorry, Haas.
It won't be as good as yours, but I just hope Rich goes more than 90 seconds. I have been waiting for fucking months to hear his hatred of Dallas. It won't be nothing compared to mine. But, I mean, come on. The Dallas fucking Cowboys. Anytime they have a shitty fucking year and their fans go cry about it on the internet, it is music to my ear hair of how bad when they suck, and it pleases me. It's nipple mania running wild for me when they fucking lose. You want to know how much I hate the Dallas Cowboys? My mom, who grew up in Metairie, by the way, outside of New Orleans, when they were hot in the 90s and we were having those paper bags on our head, you're going to see it next week. Jeremy's seen it in person for last season or earlier this year when I did it on XFL or whatever the fuck UFL.
Yeah.
My first real NFL jersey my mom ever bought me was Deion Sanders, not a Saints jersey. She bought me prime time. That was the first, real jersey, not no kiddie jersey you can buy at Walmart. Went to a fucking JCPenney. I don't know how much jerseys were 30 years ago, but about 94 when they were hot, she bought me a prime time jersey. When I played Pee Wee football, you could only play for, back in 97, you could only play for 4 teams. And they were NFL teams. Guess who I get picked to play for? The Cowboys Pee Wee team. And when you play for that team, you're stuck with them for 2 years until you move up to the next age, and then you have to go play for one of the other 3 teams. Sure enough, my first year, we won the Super Bowl for the 8-9-year-old category. So I have won it in a freaking Cowboys jersey. I had to wear that fucking star for 2 years, and my mom bought me a hat to wear with it, and I had to unfortunately wear that Cowboys shit.
So wait a minute. You won a Super Bowl with the Cowboys before the Cowboys won a Super Bowl as the Cowboys.
This was in 97. I won that Super Bowl in the second
I rest
grade.
my case.
In the 3rd grade. and we beat the Raiders in the Super Bowl. So, yeah. But I was blessed to see the Cowboys get their ass beat by the Saints in 2013. Still one of my favorite Saints games I attended on Veterans Day. So that was for the soldiers. Thank y'all for y'all's service. We beat Tony Romo and them's ass, Des Bryant's ass in 2013. Jerry Jones, after watching that fucking documentary, Rich was completely right about fucking Jerry Jones. That is a motherfucking gambling man. That boy took $800,000 on a well, got his money, and bought the fucking Cowboys. And what is one of the craziest stuff? He done stupid shit. He's all about money. He got
Your
rid of
90
Tom
seconds
Landry.
is up, Haas.
I'm sorry, but the Herschel Walker trade, I still can't get over, and I was still pissing in my fucking pants when I saw that. Well, if I didn't see it, when that happened in real life, I was pissing myself. But when I saw this on Netflix, I said, what the fuck, Jerry?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I mean,
so
I don't see him lasting long. Like, it's already enough shit with the Micah Parsons situation. They're going to run him out of the fucking ground. They're going to try their best to get him away as the GM, the owner of the team, or whatever the fuck else he is. He's got like 5 titles. But Rich made a command. He's going to die on his desk. He's going to keep running that fucking team until he's dead. And I have the Cowboys going 6-11, the best. But I would love for them to go 0-16.
Jeremy, what are you thinking, Cowboys, man?
I think on paper they should rival the Eagles. The problem is they have new coaching and they still have Jerry Jones. Parsons has already said he's gonna play through while they do contracts. He's said it repeatedly. So I don't expect him to sit out. I don't expect him to miss games. Because isn't this his 5th year when he finally makes some semi-decent money? Or is it his 4th?
No,
I believe it's his 4th.
He makes over $1 million. Right now, a game check for him is just north of $1 million a game check, like 1.2 per game.
Right.
This is his money year.
This is his 5th year option, right?
This is the 5th year option.
So that's why they have to get a contract done this year. They'll be sitting with the same problem that the Bengals did and having to give Trey Hendrickson the rest of their cap space just to keep him on the team until he's a free agent next year.
Yep.
Yeah, it is his 5th year option. He's slated to make $24 million. So that's what, about 1.4 a game, give or take?
1.25, 1.4, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what he's scheduled for this year. Yeah.
Yeah. So he won't miss those game checks because the contract is for the future. He still gets paid that money per game this year.
Yeah, because it's a fully guaranteed contract, which don't even get me started on fully guaranteed contracts.
Which I don't mind on a 5th year option. I do mind it on a rookie deal right at year 1.
Yeah. Joe, where you got the Cowboys, man?
All right. So they got me confused. Rav was saying he's got him confused, or they have him confused. And it's the same thing. 2 years ago, this was one of the most dominant home teams I had ever seen in football. They were outscoring they were like 8-0 at home until the playoff meltdown, outscoring opponents like 40-15. Last year, they were outscored by almost the same margin at home. So it's like I can't figure this team out. Jamie said it. They were overdue for a coaching change. Now, I told you I grew up a Giants fan, and so I'm anti-Cowboys too. I guess not as much as some of the people in this room. I've been watching football over 50 years, and I know that in the NFL, whenever you have something going so good or so bad that it's so obvious, the opposite happens. The Cowboys are such a mess as far as the ownership, as far as contracts, garbage going on and stuff like that. So just when you think this ship is going to completely sink, that's when it rises. So I promise you guys see, I'm not smoking anything. I don't have anything besides water in this bottle. But I'm telling you right now, I say Dallas wins 9-10 games, makes the playoffs.
Wow.
Okay.
Joe with the mic drop of the night right there. Boom.
There you go. Ken, you want to follow that up?
They could very well.
Because I've been agreeing with Joe a lot tonight, but my vacuum stopped working. Went to clean my rugs in the man cave. I slapped the cowboy sticker on it. lo and behold, it sucked again.
Sucks again. There you go.
Look at the Cowboys are like the Notre Dame Fighting Irish of the late 90s, early 2000s. Every year they were picked to be in the top 2 or 3 teams in football, and then every year they would find some way to screw it up and lose. And this Cowboys team is no different. Dak Prescott, not worth $60 million a year. He's not even worth $48 million a year. Jerry Jones has mismanaged this team's money. Trying to be bold, but really, CeeDee Lamb isn't that good. Like, he's good. Don't get me wrong, but he's not the money they're paying him good. Like, I don't know what it is with him. He gets some good players, and he just way overpays them, and then you can't bring in other good players to help make them better. It's like he just sets himself up to lose. He sets himself up for failure so much. And that fan base that is so loyal to quote-unquote America's team, which that title actually probably belongs to Jeremy's Lions right now. So, I mean, to be honest, when I look at Dallas, I just see another freaking dumpster fire, a dumpster on fire. Remember that GIF of the dumpster on fire going down with the water? Yeah, that's Dallas right now. Until they can figure out and get something right. Oh, it had to be the head coaching staff and the coach staff. Change it out. So what did you bring in? I'm not too impressed by what you brought in. Oh, well, and JB's right. He's not going to miss checks. But the coaching staff's like, well, we don't like they sat on the training table during the game, and we're going to have words, and we're going to, I'm sorry. Dallas, you've got this thing in your head. You're like, I'm sorry, Jason, but like a lot of Packer fans, you just think, oh, we've been so good for so long, we can do no wrong. No, you can't. And you are. And you're not going to be that good. At least Packer fans were at least the worst of the best for such a long time that they can point to all these little division championships they won and did something. Dallas, you can't even do that. Even when your division was like, who wants to lose bad enough to win it? You still couldn't do that because the Giants did it 7-9 and win a Super Bowl. So no, the Cowboys, they know what they need to do: clear out that freaking house and rebuild from scratch, sell the team, do whatever. But the way they are now, they're never going to win a Super Bowl as long as Jerry's alive.
Your attempt to elicit a negative reaction out of me failed, Ken, but good try.
No, because I know you're not one of those weird homer Packer fans, because Packers were the worst of the best for a long time, and they won a lot of chances. But there are Packer fans out there like JB and I know that
reversed it. It was the best of the worst. Get it right.
Yeah, thank you. Best of the worst. Thank you. Yeah, but there are Packer fans out there who think that the Packers can never do no wrong, and this, that, and there are guys out there, no matter who it is, oh, we're awesome. Well, no, you know better than that. The Cowboy fans are like that too. It doesn't matter what Jerry does. It doesn't matter this, that. It's always someone else's fault. The refs love Mahomes. Oh, it's because Travis is dating a pop star. Oh, no, it's because CMC went to the Niners. Oh, no, it's a curse of T.O., whatever. Dallas is just and they've been this for a decade plus.
Here's why it's not a complete dumpster, and the only thing where I disagree with you is they have too many good players. That's the problem. That's why I don't know where to put them. I mean, you got Pickens there. I know you guys don't like Pickens. You have CeeDee Lamb there. You got Parsons, who's one of the best defensive players in the league. Trayvon Diggs. I mean, so there are players there. So that's why they're not. That's why it's harder to say it's a dumpster because
it isn't,
they do have players.
It isn't, Ravi. Here's why: because while they've got those 4 players, they're not all of them except one who doesn't have a contract right now are overpaid. And then because of that, they're not allowed to get their supplemental players. Like, where's their T-Sizzle to Ray Lewis? They don't have that. Where's their Briggs or Urlacher? They can't get that. Why? Because they gave all the money to Urlacher so there couldn't be a Briggs. They gave all the money to Ray Lewis so there couldn't be a T-Sizzle. That's their problem. And that Dak Prescott is not worth $60 million a year. Why? CeeDee Lamb, why can't they get him a running partner out there to help him with breaking out of coverages and not taking triple teams? Because they have no money to do so. So now they got to get me and JB off the street at 50-some years of age and can't run. That's their problem.
Prescott's perfect example. Would you rather have Prescott or Spencer Rattler? Prescott. Would you rather have Prescott or Josh Allen?
Allen.
That's what point exactly. That's where the Cowboys live, right in the middle.
But where the problem comes in with that, Rev, is would you rather have Dak at what you're paying him or Spencer Rattler? Spencer Rattler. Would you rather have Dak at what you should be paying him, which is about 40, or Rattler than Dak because I can use that other 20 to get somebody else?
Yeah, that was his problem. Yeah, and I get that. Here's the other thing too. They have not had a real coach since Jimmy Johnson. Barry Switzer won it with Jimmy's players. Let's be real.
Right.
So that's what you got going on there.
Well, and the big thing with the Cowboys with Jerry, and this is where I piss off Cowboy fans, because as much as I can't stand them, I'm the reasonable Cowboy hater. I don't just say I hate the Cowboys and I don't have any reasoning behind it.
Right.
It makes no sense what they do. They like the sizzle, not the steak. It was publicly known. He put it out there. Derrick Henry wanted to play for the Cowboys. Instead, he throws the extra money at Dak Prescott, doesn't bring in arguably the best running back in football. And if you could tell me 3 running backs on that team, I'll buy you a Coke. There is nobody on that team to run the ball.
I can
Zero guys to run the ball. No, I'm saying this year.
Oh, this year, they got the rookie blue. They don't have Romeo Dowdell. They still have the guy out of Case.
You see what I mean? You see what I'm saying?
The guy, the man.
But what I'm saying is,
but I gave names. I gave names.
Guys, I gotta.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry. Gotta go.
Oh, good.
All right. Thank you very much guys, this week. Definitely Bravery Sports at company.site. Definitely check it out. You can get some of those Ravens and Orioles jerseys with the links on Twitter and etc. So thank you guys. Check out the podcast on Wednesday.
Have a good one, Rav.
Amen.
See you later, Rav.
Good night, Rav.
And then there were 9.
But with the Cowboys, it's something that they have consistently been delusional about. And it's not just been the last few years. They have had so much talent on this team that they have completely just pissed away. Yeah. It's ridiculous. They had a offensive line with not 1, 2 Hall of Famers on it. Until recently, you had Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, both Hall of Famers. I don't think there's any argument to that. What happened with them? Absolutely nothing. You had a center in Travis Frederick who, if he doesn't contract that illness, he's a borderline Hall of Fame center at the same time. You had a left side of that line that you could have put any of the 9 of us behind and got 1,000 yards.
Lyle Collins was
but they didn't do anything with it. You had Tony Romo for all that time that was actually playing halfway decent at quarterback. But you kept doing other things. You kept bringing other people in that didn't make any sense. You run DeMarco Murray absolutely positively into the ground 1 season, and you get nothing else out of him after that. And here's the other kicker, guys, and follow me on this. These guys, when they're on their rookie contract, they play out their ass. As soon as they get that new contract, it goes away. Zeke, DeMarcus Lawrence signs his extension, and 3 days later he's having shoulder surgery and he's going to be out for 6 months. The list goes. Des Bryant. The list goes on and on. Dak Prescott. They play well until they get that big contract. And then when they get that big contract, it's all of a sudden, hey, I'm the whatever for the Cowboys and I'm making ukus of dollars. Okay. And they're not going to get rid of me. Which is where that big difference comes in between them and some other teams. And I'm not going to just use the Steelers as an example. I can use other teams as the example too. If you're not going to be performing to the standards that you're supposed to have, you're gone.
Rich, Rich, here's the bigger
And I'm
question.
sorry. You guys can say whatever you want about Micah Parsons. If Jimmy Johnson was coaching that team, I don't care what Jerry said or anybody else, Jimmy Johnson would have cut his ass the minute he saw him laying on that table.
Let me ask you a question, because I think Micah Parsons is a guy that if you were cut, the lines would be out the door for teams to sign him. But I want to ask more specific. If Dak Prescott got cut tomorrow, how many teams represented this panel do you think would be knocking down his door to sign him?
I think Pittsburgh would sign him in a heartbeat.
5.
Green Bay wouldn't want him. Detroit wouldn't want him. Chicago wouldn't want him.
Saints wouldn't get him.
The Vikings might take a shot at it, but that's the only team in the North. I mean, think about it, especially at his price tag. I don't know many teams that he's not. I mean, if he was a $30 million, $40 million a year quarterback, I think teams would be willing to take a shot with him. But like Green Bay would be like, dude, I got Love at 55, and we're probably overpaying him. Why am I going to pay you 60? Right? And I think Love is better than Dak, unfortunately for me. With Jared Goff, he's making 48. He's better than Dak. You know, I mean, Dak, the problem that they have there is they overpaid people. And I don't know why Dallas, we have to be the biggest and best of everything. No, you don't, because when you do that, you suck.
What?
I do have a current score update. The Tigers just hit a grand salami against the Oakland Athletics to take the lead in the fourth.
Dallas just has this thing. We got to do everything bigger than everyone else, and the problem isn't doing so. They like, honestly, Micah Parsons, I think we'd all trade for given the opportunity and would pay him. CeeDee Lamb, outside in the North, Green Bay might be the only team who would take a shot. I don't think the Bears would. I don't think the Vikings would. And I don't think the Lions would, because the Packers need a receiver, right? If you look at
I don't think CeeDee Lamb's a top 10 receiver in the league.
I don't
either. I realize
but,
that's going to get some kickback, but
Green Bay, he'd be an improvement for what Green Bay has on the roster now. But would Green Bay want to pay what CeeDee's making? Oh, not in a million years. But they would take him because he's better than what's on the roster.
But here's my question for you guys, okay? The top 4 salaries on that roster, and I'm going to be generous on this. Are any of those top 4 guys a top 10 player in the NFL?
Name the 4 real quick.
CeeDee Lamb is not, to me.
No.
Is Tank Lawrence a top 10 defensive end?
No, we're not playing.
No.
You need to get outside.
Is Dak Prescott a top 10 quarterback?
No.
The only one that is the guy that wears 11.
Micah Parsons.
And I'll argue with anybody that Micah Parsons is a top 3 or top 5 defensive player in the league. I'll argue that one. But they've got all that money dumped into those other 3 guys that the 4 of them combined, or the 3 of them combined, take up 29% of the salary cap.
I mean, Rich, put it this way. Jason's team did something that they never do. They offered 2 firsts and a 5th for him. And that's the last time Green Bay went to make a swing like that was Khalil Mack. And the Bears matched that offer, and the Raiders sent him to Chicago because they thought the picks would be better. So you go, the last time they offered anything even close was 2018. And before that, the last time the Packers offered to make that big of a swing in a trade, Jason, I can't even think of one in our lifetimes.
Reggie White?
It's tough for
Reggie White was a free agent, not a trade.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the biggest swing they made was with the Favre trade, and they didn't really spend a lot on that. But for Green Bay to make that statement says a lot about how good Micah Parsons is, and I think any team would take him. But you're right. Any of their other big names, I think most teams would definitely say no to because of the contract, but even more so because they're not top 10 guys. Like, out of all the guys, like CeeDee Lamb, the only reason the Packers would talk to him, because he would be an upgrade over what they've got on the roster now, but they would not be willing to pay him that kind of money in any way, shape, or form.
So they want filet mignon dollars and their sirloin steaks.
Well, Ken said something that kind of digs deep into the root of the Cowboys' Go ahead, Joe.
No, I was going to say I got to cut out. It's 11 o'clock here, and I got to be away.
I got to cut out in a minute myself.
I got a
All right.
meeting at 11 a.m. and work at
How
2.
How do we get you, Joe?
Joe Dell Sports, Twitter, X, and then our Buffalo Sports Conversation Room, Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock Eastern.
Before you go, NFC East, 1st through 4th.
No, I'm doing fucking shit.
All right, real quick. We got Eagles, first place. I got the Cowboys second. I got the Giants and the Skins, or the Washington team, winning 7 games apiece, but the Giants winning the tiebreaker. Washington comes in last.
Wow.
All right, man. We appreciate you, Joe.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.
Let's real quick do everybody's picks for the division. Let's do them real quick, and then those of us that need to head out can head out. Ken, why don't you go ahead and give us your NFC East prediction first?
Yeah, Eagles in first. And then I'm going to go with my surprise pick here is the Giants are going to take second off that defense. The Redskins fall back down to earth, but they basically lose second on a tie break. And in a dumpster with the rating system making my vacuum work again, the Dallas We Suck Cowboys.
Josh?
Eagles first, Commanders second, Giants third, and Cowboys last.
Jamie? You're muted.
Yeah. Okay. Eagles first, Commanders second, and a coin flip between the Giants and the Cowboys for third and fourth.
Adam, NFC East.
Sorry, my dog was driving me up a wall. I don't know what she wants, but anyway, that's why I kept getting up. She had to go out, then she didn't have to go out. But anyway, I have Washington, Dallas, Cowboys, Giants.
Jeremy, NFC East.
NFC East, I got it. Eagles, Commies, Giants, Cowgirls.
Jason?
Billy, Washington, Giants, and Cowboys.
Haas?
Eagles, Commanders, Cowboys, Giants.
I'm going Eagles, Commanders, Giants, and Cowgirls. Don't forget, guys, next week we'll be doing the NFC North and the NFC South. So obviously we will have 3 NFC North teams represented. If we can find some Viking somewhere, we'll bring him in to have all 4 teams represented.
I might be able to bring in 1 or 2 Vikings.
Yeah, we know a few. We know a few, but they might want to bring their sex toys, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, the one like to talk about what is that crime channel and calls it murder porn. I was like, what?
No.
But and then we'll have Haas talking about the Saints too.
I got the paper bag ready.
But I do have to head out, guys. Adam, you gonna be able to wrap this thing up?
Yeah. I think we could wrap it up now. We're at 2 hours, so
yeah.
Okay. Let's just start at the bottom then. How do people get you, Josh?
I did this earlier, but I'll do it again. You can get me at X at JMF1 fan. It is F1 race weekend, so message me if you have anything to know about F1. Whoever goes next, go.
Ken?
Yeah, you can catch me at Ken.BearFan, just as my name says there on the screen on X. You can also catch me at Ken.BearFan on YouTube, on the Huddle Sports Network, at Chicago Bears News on Facebook, Huddle Sports Network on Facebook, and of course on Roku and Fire TV. Just put in Huddle Sports on the app search, and you can download the app and get me that way as well. I'll be tomorrow morning. We got the morning show, which we do Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Central, 11 on the East. We've had Big Hoss has jumped in. I know he's coming back, and Big Rich can't wait to get you on there. And then tomorrow night, of course,
you're ready for me, man.
Oh yeah, and then we got tomorrow night. We got, besides the morning show, we got House Hall tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central, and then at 8:30 we go to JB's place, and we have our big round table there, which last week was a banner week for us. So yeah, but you can catch it all at Ken the Bear Fan on X. I'm trying to put more podcasts on there and make it an all sports podcast channel versus the political crap and all that, which I used to do a lot of. But I enjoy being here with you guys and can't wait to talk about the North, which also, by the way, though, Rich, has me worried because I really don't know if I'm going to be able to give you a 1 through 4 next week because that's how good this division is. But we'll get to that next week.
Jeremy?
All right. And when he said we had a banner week last week, he wasn't kidding because I checked the views 2 days ago, and we had 1,250 views, and we had 662 live, wasn't it? Just on your channel?
Just on my X alone, I think the final actually is up over 12K. Let me check.
Yeah, it's at 1253 is what I saw for the views.
Over 12K last week, yeah.
Yeah. And we had 3,400 impressions. So we were literally trending at the moment. It was crazy. But you can find me on my channel, which is Kneecap Bite with the Motor City Lions, and on Ken and everybody else's channel, the Huddle Sports Network. You can also find me here every Tuesday night on Driving to the Top Productions Open Mic Night. And you can find me Thursdays on the South Florida Tribune, who owns the Motor City Tribune, that I'll be writing my articles for again.
Hey, and real quick, big shout out Big Hoss, too, because he's forwarded the morning show, and I'm trying to get more of your guys' show forward on my channel as well. So,
I don't forget. It's like when I get a chance to get on my phone, as soon as I see it pop up, I retweet it. I do the same with Jeremy's show. I do the same with Rabs when I can. I just retweeted Jamie's show an hour ago, the Buffalo Sports one.
I have this list here of all 32 teams' biggest fears, and do you know what the Cowboys is? The divisional round.
Let's also retweet Rich's NASCAR show every Monday and the Steel City show every Wednesday. I retweet that one as well.
That sounds about right.
Appreciate that. Yeah, we appreciate that. Adam, where folks get you?
Sports Talk can get on Twitter. You can get me. What the hell? Oh, Jeremy Bounce. I was like, what movement? Anyway, Driving to the Top Productions on YouTube. You can get us there every Tuesday night. You can get me here every Wednesday night. You can get me at the Sports Pittsburgh Talk with me and Rich. And leave your messages. Thanks for all the comments out there, guys, on the board. We had some Twitter comments, we had some YouTube comments, and I thank everyone for tuning in.
Jamie, how folks get you?
Well, you guys can follow me, yours truly, at Bill's Chat 1, at Bill's Mafia Chat, and also at Jamie Malloy, the unbiased journalist, at DJ Dog Tags on X. You could also check me out at theforkball.com and stadiumrant.com, where I write about all sports. You guys can then catch me on me, Joe, and I on the Buffalo Sports Conversation Room. We just had our premiere episode of season 3. You can catch that on YouTube, X, Twitter, YouTube, X, Facebook, wherever you get your podcast. You then can catch me here on Driving to the Top Productions Open Sports Night with the guys and everything here at 9 o'clock p.m. Also on those platforms. And then tomorrow you can catch me Wednesday night at 9 o'clock p.m. on Huddle Sports Network with Jeremy B. and Ken, the Bears fan, and Kitty Ken, the bearded Packers fan. Meow. On Yep. On Huddle Sports Network. With those guys, you can catch us that on Roku TV, Amazon Fire Stick, YouTube, and Facebook. And then starting next Thursday in February, we will be doing season 3 of the UFL with Jeremy, Marcus, and can't wait to.
Houston don't have a team. I ain't doing it.
Oh, then just me and Adam and everything like that. But yeah, thank you guys very much for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like, comment, ring the bell for notifications. For more content on Driving to the Top Productions, you can visit our YouTube page, Twitch stream, X stream, Facebook stream, wherever you consume your podcasts. I'm JB Malloy, and we'll see you next time here on driving to the Top Productions on Open Sports Mike. See you next Wednesday, folks. Good night.
Jason, how do folks get you, man?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Dodger Jason, and feel free to follow me. Comment on some of my ridiculous, overreactive feeds to the Dodgers sucking ass over the last 2 months. I will say this: I'm going to close by saying rest in peace to the 2025 Colorado Rockies, who were officially eliminated from playoff contention yesterday. Earliest I can recall a baseball.
They've been eliminated since like May. They just
True. Still, any rate, rest in peace to the Rockies. Hopefully, better days are ahead. So it's always a pleasure being on here with you guys, Big Rich, even the Bears fan Ken. It's all good. Respect all you guys, and again, thanks for having me on. Look forward to doing it again.
By the way, 1-1 in the fifth, Cincinnati and the Dodgers.
Good. I got a game to watch then. Adios.
There you go.
All right, Jay.
Haas, how do folks get you, man?
I'm on X at Big Hoss 337. My show on the go is on X and Instagram at @onthego_TXLA. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at Marcus on the Go. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram as well. Every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. on Driving to the Top Productions or on X, my Facebook. But randomly, 2 of my last ones I put as on Facebook a month ago got deleted. I don't know why it's getting deleted. But
I think they only stay on
delete
Facebook
that.
for a month.
They delete after 30 days.
Okay.
Or 45 days, I think it is.
Well,
they delete on Facebook.
You're going to see the show no matter what on Wednesdays, but there might be times I might pull double duty where I might go live at 7 with a guest. Like, for example, when the Saints play the Bears, Ken's going to come on my show to preview that game immediately after I come on his show. We're going to work something out there. Or when I bring a guest on next week for the Cardinals game, he's only coming on to preview that. He don't want to talk about the Astros because he's not an Astros fan, or talk about UH or McNeese or UL or any of the college stuff. So when I bring him on next week, we're going to do the preview at 7. I'm going to take an hour breather, and I'm going to come back at 9 to do the rest of my show. That's next week. But I got exciting.
What divisions are we doing next week again?
The North, baby. The North.
I know that. I
NFC North, NFC South.
NFC.
Next
So
week
we're
is
doing
NFC
all
North, NFC South. Yes,
NFC,
because the only AFC division we have left is the AFC North.
Gotcha. Yeah. I was just throwing.
Oh, we gotta do the AFC North on Steel City Talk because you said something.
Yes, we'll do that. Wednesday. We'll do that next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, Josh.
And Big Hoss had the best post ever about the Saints last week, and I reposted it.
You talking about the
Bears?
Twitter?
Yeah. Bears Twitter loved it.
I'm glad because I'm going to be pulling it out eventually.
But you can get me on Twitter, BigRich8371, Facebook, just my name, Rich Richardson. Here on Tuesdays, Wednesday night, Adam and I, 9 Eastern, 8 Central, Steel City Sports Talk. We cover everything Pittsburgh sports. Monday night, 7 Eastern, 6 Central, Two-Tire Change. It's our NASCAR program. We just did a preview for the playoffs and made my predictions for the NASCAR playoffs, and we'll be tracking those through the next 10 races. So any final thoughts from anybody before we head out of here?
It's almost time.
Twice.
Almost time, baby. It's almost time.
College is back in the saddle already.
Tell your wives on Sunday they know from pregame until the end of Sunday Night Football, do not disturb.
Or from Thursday to Monday. We're busy.
Really.
We can have Tuesday, Wednesday time, but and that's including college football on Saturday.
Ohio State, Texas game. Come on, that's going to be a good one.
Well, till next Tuesday, folks, join us for another open mic night. My name is Big Rich. So long, everybody.
Have a good one.